right, welcome to the first day of the 44-day challenge. In this challenge, we are going to be reading every book Amazon sells on how to sell your business for the next 44 days. And book number 1 is from Robbins, and it's called There's Always a Way to Sell Your Business. This book, I'm starting off with this book because it was amazing, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It's fantastic. Robbins has been in the industry for 50 years. He takes 100 tales of good stories, bad stories, good deals, bad deals, and combines them into this one book. It has tons of information, not to be able to cover it in this educational session, but we are going to pull out the 3 big golden nuggets, and then we're going to pull out a couple of really good quotes, and then the words of wisdom that came out of this thing, and get it off to you guys. So here we go. Quote number 1, and this is all about knowing what you're going to do after you sell your business. The day after you sell your business, you're going to be just as intelligent as you were the day before you sold. You're going to have just as much energy, and you will have just as much creativity and just as much motivation. What you will not have is a 68-hour work week. You'll have unobstructed waking hours per week that you didn't have before. These will no longer be filled up with your business. If you have nothing to do to fill those hours to utilize your intelligence, motivation, and creativity, life probably will not be as enjoyable. And that's the biggest thing. He's saying a lot of business owners, once they sell their business, it's not that they dive into depression, but you just don't know what you're going to do. So you need to prepare and get something, I don't know, build a boat, who knows, whatever it is that's going to be, that's going to fill your needs, get that ready so that when you transition, you can be more happy. Okay, the next quote that we have out of this book that I thought was really important and really kind of nailed the nail on the head is how to value your company, where that value actually comes from. So the quote Doug has here is, "The true value of a business lies in the future profitability of the business as seen by the buyer. This is the principal reason we never post an asking price in the businesses we represent." So they've chosen not to post asking prices because they don't know how the buyer is going to see value in this particular business, and they may see it higher than you see it, they may see it higher than your accountant sees it. So they don't post the price. But the main takeaway that I got out of this is the buyer is the one. It's their vision of what they see the business could be in the future and what they see the profits are going to be in the future. That's what sets the value of your company. So that's a big one to remember. The next thing we're going to do is talk about the knowledge nuggets that we pulled out of this book. So we take out 3 from each book. Out of Doug's book, we found the number 1 was confidentiality. He talks about it a lot in the book. It's extremely important to him because when confidentiality is breached and people outside of your inner circle find out about your business sale, it will erode the value indefinitely. So where does confidentiality breach come from? Most often it comes from a family member. Secondary, it comes from a banker, whoever's putting together the financing on your transaction. And then next it comes from trusted advisors. That's knowledge nugget number 1. Knowledge nugget number 2 is, what do bankers want when they're thinking about financing your business? They only really care about 2 things. They care about security from the buyer. Is their loan going to be secure if the buyer defaults? And they care about the cash flow in your company. So the one thing that you can affect is your cash flow. Make sure your business has as much cash flow as possible and as profitable as possible, because that is going to help you sell it, obviously, but it's hammered on this. The next one is best help. You want to have the best help you possibly can. You built your business over the course of your life. When you're going to transition out of it, you need good advisors with you. You need a great transactional lawyer, you need an incredible accountant, and you need a good intermediary to work between the buyer and yourself to make sure that you get the most profit you can out of the sale of your business. Lastly, the biggest takeaway out of There's Always a Way to Sell Your Business, and again, I suggest go and buy this book off Amazon if you're going to be selling your business. It's a really fun read and there's lots of great stuff in it. But the biggest takeaway is prepare. You have to prepare. You got to be prepared for yourself, so what you're going to do after you sell, and you got to be prepared by putting the right team together. That's the big takeaway out of Doug's book. The first day of the 44-day challenge. Follow us on our channel here at WellStand. You can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Instagram. We're going to be reviewing books for the next 44 days and pulling out the knowledge from each one of these authors on how to increase the probable chance of you being successful when you go to sell your company.